Ser del Año de la Pera, and welcome to Shift+F1, a podcast about speedy race cars. That, by the way, is Spanish for to be from the year of the pear.
Oh my God, I love the year of the pear. It's great.
Shout out to all the pear.
Shout out to all the pear. Thank you very much. I had that on a t-shirt for a while. I was very proud of it. I think I'm too big for it now.
That particular idiomatic expression means to be very old. So a special congratulations to F1's oldest race winner since 1970.
Wow. Who it is, you'll have to listen to the rest of this podcast to know.
Fernando, I'm Drew Scanlon. Joining me is Danny O'Dwyer. How are you, Danny?
I'm doing great. We're recording at a weird time. Rob is unavailable. We are very much enjoying new season reliability issues here on the podcast. I've been away for 2 weeks. I missed Monaco. I missed the Monaco pod. I tried so hard. I was in Ireland. I was in between houses. I was like in Ireland for 4 days trying to see all of my friends and family, and I didn't spend 2 nights in one place. I was bouncing all over, and I couldn't get involved. But what you know what it reminded me of, Monaco? It was like a chess game where like the interesting thing isn't when the person picks up the piece and moves it. It's all the possibilities that can happen between any moment. And that was like, because in the Shift F1 Discord they were like, every race there's a poll and it's like, should you watch the highlights, should you watch the 30 minutes, should you watch the full race? And that one was really hard because it was like, well, I wouldn't watch it for the race. I'd watch it for all the commentary that was going on during it. So, yeah, you guys did a good job putting that together. But as a result, I wasn't sure how much prep you needed for this, so I also prepared an idiom.
Oh,
so
right. Okay, so yes, and background, yes, I have newborn twins at home.
Yes.
And so I was still not able to prepare very much for this. I read some news, but that's kind of about it. So thank you, Danny, for being my safety net here. What was your phrase?
My phrase is it's a de mese verdes e maduren, which I don't speak Spanish, so sorry.
Really?
Which translates as some greener ones ripen, or even the green ones ripen. And the English equivalent is like you never know, meaning that you cannot confidently predict what will happen. And that is certainly the case for both of these races. But yes, definitely Catalonian Grand Prix adding a new flavor into the mix maybe for the 2026 title challenge.
Interesting. Well, if you are new to this podcast, a very warm welcome to you. And if you are new to Formula One itself, my audio usually doesn't sound like this. I'm recording from a featureless white void. Again, because of the aforementioned twins.
Taking over, are they? Taking over the house?
Oh, yeah. Yep. The hallway that I usually record in is not sonically treated. But yes, if you are new to Formula One itself, we've got an episode just for you. Our preseason primer episode assumes no prior F1 knowledge and explains how the sport works and who everybody is. So if you'd like to go back and listen to that, it's episode 338. Also, this show would not be possible without our audience over at patreon.com/shiftf1, where every month we release ad-free versions of the podcast early. By the way, if you were a patron for the Monaco episode, you got it on Monday.
Oh, yeah,
So
of course.
when we recorded.
You guys have to record it super early. Yeah.
Along with bonus pods and videos exclusively for our patrons that cover racing documentaries and films, F1 video games, experiments with other racing series, and a lot of weird things. So if you would like to support the show and get access to all that fun stuff, head over to patreon.com/shiftf1 or click the link in the show notes. Danny, do you know what we have going on this month?
Having a notion. Have you guys picked anything out?
Yes, we're watching Death Race 2000 and the 2008 remake.
Okay. Oh my
starring
God.
Statham.
Yeah, we talked about this, I remember,
in
a meeting or something. Yeah, okay. Death Race. Great. When are we doing it? Do you know? Next week? Who knows?
Question. Great question.
Do your kids want to watch a Death Race?
I'm sure they would love to.
Could record it at like 2 a.m. during a daddy night shift or something. You know?
I mean, there's been weird stuff on the TV already. So
okay.
While I'm taking my shift, yep, a lot of old One Up show.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a real nostalgia hit for me.
Getting like 25-year-old Tina Sanchez before she joined the world of game dev.
That's right. It starts with the launch of the Xbox 360.
Oh my God.
It's great.
It's
disgusting.
So good.
Yeah.
Viva Pinata. God, we were so naive and youthful back then.
They're still covering like, Black for the PS2.
Oh yeah, God, I worked in a
Gear
store when
Acid
that
2.
came out. I think.
Yeah,
Was I? Metal Gear
it's
Acid.
awesome.
Wow, what times we lived in.
Yeah. Anyway, patrons.
Patrons, yeah, we have them, and they're great. And one of them renamed themselves, and it's impossible to say, but I'm going to try.
Oh yeah, good luck with this.
Hard as I can. Title sponsors, thank you all so much for your incredible support over at patreon.com/shiftf1, including our title sponsors, Zylander Al-Gashwari Duplots du Produce.
Love it.
Oh my. The Military Industrial Complex, War Izzle, R.I.P. Egberto and Igor Furman, That Video Game Podcast, Let's Margo Racing, Eaching Wells, Dr. V, Deange, It's a Me Ferrario, Cryptocurrency, Mojo Nixon, Get Rich O'Die Ryan, Agave ATX, Cyphers Training, Turf SCS, Michael Maves, Cigarettes, TelemetryDeck.com, FTC, Bottas Calendar 2026, Drew Stewart, Charlotte Claire's Therapist, Bailey Foot, Bailey Foot, Abraham Getchell, E3 Mysteries, Hashtag Bunny for Work, Snigs, Alex Goucher, Jeff Foster. Almost got Troy and Jeff mixed up there. Jeff Foster, Troy Stammer, William Rumpf, Lachlan the Maddened Man, Samurai Love Story, and Jason Kelly. Thank you all so much for your support as we drift towards the summer racing. We're almost getting to the summer break. We got some fun before then though, and this was a lot of fun. This race.
Yes, a surprisingly good Monaco, followed by a surprisingly good Spain.
Catalunya. Let's hey.
Excuse
you know what
me. I'm so sorry.
We got the Madrid.
Look, we're not at the Madrid yet. Had to work in the Madrid. All right, Danny. As aforementioned, I do not have play-by-play notes here. So I'm going to throw it over to you to take not only the start, but the rest of the race.
No problem. Just a little bit to talk about with practice and quali. So
Sure.
Did you see Bottas's incident during practice?
No, I did not.
He had a brake pedal fail, like straight up just fall off.
The pedal.
pedal,
No.
Yeah, pedal came off. I think it was...
The pedal's not supposed to come off.
No, I think it was Q3. I can't remember. I watched the highlights after the fact because everything was on pretty early, and I'm still coming back with some jet lag from Europe. But yeah, he had a failure, and thankfully it happened in a spot where he was able to just kind of hit the gravel and spin out. But that wasn't awesome. Qualification was interesting as well. Another, it's really coming down to a battle between Mercedes and Ferrari when it comes to the pole positions here, and we had in a way I feel like the Q3 dropouts are pretty standard, and the Q2 ones are now becoming somewhat standard. I think qualifying is for whatever reason, the differences between some of these teams, at least at a track like Barcelona, is getting shaken out pretty evenly now. So we're getting used to it. But anyway, let's run through it. In 22nd position, Fernando Alonso, 21st, Lance Stroll, Valtteri Bottas in 20th, Sergio Perez 19th, Alex Albon once again failing to get into Q3. He starts 18th. Esteban Ocon 17th. Carlos Sainz 16th. Ollie Berman 15th. The Haas and the Williams splitting themselves there. Then we got a pair of Alpines. Gasly in 14th. Colapinto 13th. Gabriel Bortoleto in 12th. Arvid Lindblad, the first of the Racing Bulls mentioned here, in 11th. Then the top 10 are Charles Leclerc, who had a DNF he went out in Q3. I forget exactly what happened. He crashed. Where did he crash again?
I forget the turn, but he had a weird wiggle that sent him.
He had
into the wall.
And he corrected it, and it went into the wall. Yeah, was it in that? Maybe it was just before that straight in sector 2. In my head, that's where I might have seen it, but I can't. Yeah. I can't remember.
The commentators were a little perplexed that someone had crashed there.
Yeah,
that really adds insult to injury.
It does. Did you see them? Did you see the MotoGP race in Catalonia this year?
No.
Oh, just an insane amount. It was an insane race, but the amount of crashes was ridiculous. Including one where one of the drivers got caught in the wheel of another. And
oh my God.
When his bike flipped, he flipped with it. It was rough. He's out for the season. I forget the gentleman's name. Anyway, sorry. Charles Leclerc in 10th. Nico Hulkenberg 9th. Liam Lawson 8th. Oscar Piastri in a disappointing 7th. Isaac Hadjar in 6th. Max Verstappen 5th. Lando Norris in 4th. And then we had Kimi Antonelli in 3rd. Not starting from pole this time. Lewis Hamilton in 2nd. Yeah, flying up there. And a couple of, I think less than a 10th and maybe and change ahead of him was Georgie Porgy putting him by Russell, who managed to get in first. He was speedy the whole way through this weekend, and was eager to get for pole position, and then managed to do it on his last run. Bit of an interesting last few minutes of qualifying, as it tends to be. So that's how they started. So how did they start? Well, lights went out. All of the top few were the same leading into like turn 4, first, second, third, fourth. Charles Leclerc managed to gain like 3 places from 10th position by the end of the first lap. Isaac Hadjar had an absolutely wretched start. His car essentially, I don't know, it wasn't anti-stall, but he just had horrible wheel spin, couldn't get it off. He slipped down quite far, but I think recovered back to 13th by the time the first lap was done. And then he spent most of the rest of the race overtaking people, especially on the entrance to turn 1. What did you make of the start? What did you make of the, first few corners? Good start from Russell.
Yes, I think I was, all eyes kind of at the front, right? Like Lewis Hamilton surprisingly strong in qualifying. So, wondering whether that can translate to the race. But yeah, I thought tire choices were interesting. It was Hamilton on soft and then Verstappen. And then basically everyone, and Hulkenberg actually in 9th. By the way, great job, Hulk, to get up to 9th. I feel like he was starting 11th so many times. But yeah, everyone else in the top 10 started on mediums, and the commentators were saying that because it was so hot out there.
Yeah. And it's an abrasive track too.
The medium and the soft were pretty similar in terms of pace.
Yeah, and obviously not in terms of degradation, but it opened up 3 stops as an opportunity as well. In a track where I feel like there's a pretty decent chance of a safety car just because of the amount of beaching opportunities you have here.
I feel like they said it was around 50%.
Oh, really? Yeah. So you don't even need a crash. You just need somebody to break down in the wrong part of the track. And especially, again, with the heat, overheating is often a thing. With new regulations, there's a decent chance that it'll happen. Similar to Monaco, it's just like one of these tracks where if you go off, sometimes it's harder to get the car off the track than it is in other spots, and that might necessitate a virtual safety car or safety car, even if the incident itself isn't that big a deal. Nobody crashes or anything like that.
I do like the fact that Hadjar, even though he swamped it at the start, he. Often what has happened in the past few years with the second Red Bull driver is that something like that happens, or they start in 13th or whatever, and then there's there for the entire race.
Yeah.
Hadjar at least is trying to make things back up. He's passing people.
Lap 3, he gets past Sainz on the straight. Speaking of the straight, Leclerc almost goes into the back of Piastri. Did you see Piastri broke super early, it seems like, caught Leclerc off guard, lucky not to break some of his front wing. Hadjar then gets past Colapinto wide on turn 3, which became like a thing during this race, that they were happy to, there was more grip out there maybe than people anticipated, and able to sweep around the outside. It's a long turn, so if you're able to stay out there, hang it out there and get grip, the turn will the overtake will come towards you eventually, but
I've never been able to figure that turn out in video games.
The video games, it's a tricky.
Oh my God.
You can't with a controller. You need a wheel for that one, especially. It doesn't deal with the binary input of a controller. We had our first retirement of the day here. There was a significant amount of them, many of them off camera. This one was as well. Lance Stroll had a gearbox problem, came into the pits and pulled away. First of many. Lap 6, Hadjar gets past Gasly. Leclerc then does similar on lap 8. He has an interesting, this is the wide on turn 3 situation again. He manages to pull it out and get on the inside line into turn 4, which was
around Piastri.
Sorry, around Piastri, not Gasly, my lord. Hadjar, though, was past Gasly, and then he was hunting down Liam Lawson, manages to get him into turn 1. Which I believe was for 10th position at that stage. Lap 17, we had our next retirement, Bottas, with the previously mentioned overheating problem coming up a cropper for him. At least his brake managed to stay on, or the brake pedal managed to stay on until then, but he retired. his car on lap 17. Hadjar still on a tear, gets past Behrman, this time on the ultimate final turn of the track. It was kind of another weird place between the penultimate and final turn. He manages to get around him.
When you've got a disparity between cars, that's kind of when you can use weird parts of the track to do it. By now we're all on hard tires, right? So who was it? Hamilton that instigated the stops? He stopped very quickly, and then Mercedes had to cover him off. So Hamilton stopped, looks like lap 10. Shout out to racefans.net for the lap chart. And then George Russell 2 laps later.
Yes.
And then that kind of cascaded everybody else. Like, oh, all right, I guess we're doing a 2-stop or a 3-stop?
Yeah.
What did it end up being? A 3?
A 3 for Hamilton at least. Almost everyone. The VS, well, we'll talk about that later, I guess. Hamilton's next pit is on lap 28. Before that, the only note I have is Hadjar past Lindblad as he slowly makes his way through the field. Hamilton pits, so his second pit, obviously, he's going for 3 at that stage. Again, sort of pushes the Mercedes team into figuring out exactly what they're going to do. But the thing about Hamilton is he's very good at managing tires in these situations, and he's got the pace. He's closing up on people, which is impressive, and we'll get to that in a second. Hülkenberg then retires. Bizarre retirement. I mean,
oh my God, this is crazy.
Yeah. Do you wanna take it?
Well, I mean, we didn't really know why during the race, and then I saw a post on
Instagram or something
in our Discord, actually.
Oh, funny.
I guess it linked to some social network, but yeah, he posted a picture. A piece of gravel got kicked up by was it Liam Lawson, I think, ahead of him. Because I'm looking at right now, that's who was ahead of him in the lap chart, at least. And it came up and hit. There's like a it looks like a pull ring on a fire extinguisher, because that's what it is. Like if the car pulls over and is on fire, a marshal can come over and pull that pin, and the extinguisher system in the car can put out the fire.
Right.
The Rock hit that and turned his car off.
I've heard of rocks hurting drivers' fingers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like gravel. That happens. Seen them popping off their helmets. I've never heard of it ever interfering with any of the buttons or switches, or in this case, this safety fire switch, and triggering anything in the car. Absolutely bizarre.
Yeah.
And he was able to get it back to the pits somehow. He could coast it in. Kind of where it happened maybe helped, but yeah, just, sometimes Lady Luck is just not on your side. No,
it really is not. I'm going to start a note here to I don't have my notepad. I need to write down things to put in the show notes.
Okay.
Hülkenberg, extinguisher.
Speaking of show admin, do we need to have a break sometime soon?
Oh, we certainly do, in 1 minute, 17 seconds. But since you brought it up, why don't we do it right now? All right, Danny.
Lap 29. We're back.
That's all right. Let's do it.
That's where we're at. Hamilton, trying to overtake Leclerc at this point. He gets past him.
Trying.
Yeah,
oh, really?
He's pitted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of course.
So now he's trying to make his way back through the field. He gets past Leclerc into 6th position. He is, at this stage, 27 seconds behind Russell. So essentially he has the net lead for if Russell is pitting again.
They are on different strategies, right? Leclerc
they
and Hamilton.
Yes. Yeah. So Russell's only pitted once at this stage, I believe. Hamilton likely to have to pit again. So he needs to basically gobble up all this time on Russell and then try and put in as much fast laps as he can so he can get a gap of a pit stop. Again, we're talking about 20 seconds here. He's
on the right tire because Hamilton went soft, hard, medium now.
Yeah.
And Russell went medium, hard.
And Hamilton just starts putting in quali laps essentially at this stage. At the same time, what's not helping George Russell is his younger brother, who is now fighting him for the lead of the race into turn one. Kimi Antonelli, he's caught up on Russell, and the two of them are fighting for 6 or 7 laps at this stage. Norris ends up pitting on lap 36. Russell and Antonelli are still fighting at this stage. Russell eventually pits himself on lap 37. Importantly, he comes back out into fourth ahead of Norris, who had pitted the lap before, but crucially behind Leclerc, who's in provisional first, I guess, Hamilton and Antonelli. Antonelli.
Well, what did you make of this Mercedes battle here? Because it's like what we were denied when Russell's car broke.
Yeah, I mean, we enjoyed a great race between the two of them before that had happened. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That was Canada, right? Yeah, it was the first half of that race was absolutely amazing, and then Russell obviously, the car, he didn't crash out. I guess the car had a failure and he went out. Yeah, I mean, it's great. I think like this is why we love racing. There is a discrepancy in these cars between different teams. So if you have people who are in largely the same cars, then yes, we should let them fight. McLaren did last year. Mercedes did this year. There was a couple of times where they were in that end of that first section where I was getting flashbacks to Rosberg and Hamilton having a little bit of argy-bargy taking each other out.
At Spain, right?
Right,
It was where they had their big one.
Exactly. Yeah. That on that first lap, with Hamilton holding his hands in his face, famously, as they rolled to a stop. So yeah, I think it was great to see. Obviously, it's not helping Russell's race at this point. How much this matters in a title challenge, I guess, is maybe we have a different question at the end of this race, but we'll get to that. Let's say. Antonelli pits and comes out into fourth position, I believe, at that stage, lap 38. And then we have Alonso. Yeah. We had a couple of other retirements in between there. I think Albon went out and someone else did as well. Colapinto, is it? I forget who else went out. Yes, but then we had
Albon.
Yeah, I said Albon. I'm trying to think. I can't remember the other one was.
Paris,
maybe?
Paris? I don't know.
Who knows? We had a few. Sorry. We had like 7 by the end of this race. The next one, of course, is Fernando Alonso, who his car is stricken, and then eventually the virtual safety car is called. At this stage, Hamilton was somewhere in the realm. It's kind of hard to tell with the deltas because they were moving so much on this initial VSC call, but he was at a minimum 16 and at a max 22 seconds ahead of where Russell was. So Hamilton essentially gets a freebie pit stop because the 20 odd seconds that you would get at full race pace is now negated significantly because the rest of the field has to drive to that slower delta while the virtual safety car is on. Hamilton actually just about missed the VSC or the pit when the VSC was called. He came back around, came in for his pit stop, and the VSC literally drops as he is exiting the pit lane exit ahead of George Russell.
Beautiful.
So
George had just put on new tires a few laps prior.
He had, but Hamilton, given the situation, given the race pace, given the few extra crucial laps that he was going to be enjoying on fresh rubber, I think even if he had not gotten that free pit stop and come out ahead of Russell, if he come out just behind him, I think Russell was on the wrong strategy, or Ferrari had, in a remarkable turn of events, Ferrari had done a tire strategy that had perhaps handed them the lead, given that and also Hamilton's performance and the performance of the car.
Yeah, I mean, to some degree, this virtual safety car robs us a bit of what a battle that could have been.
Hey, we got a different battle because guess what? Little brother, he's catching up with big brother. Kimi Antonelli passed Russell into turn one. Managed to pull off the overtake that he couldn't for so long earlier in the race. Antonelli then tragically on lap 62, we cut to a very, very slow looking Mercedes and Kimi Antonelli pulling off to the side. He had some type of, I don't know exactly what it was, but engine failure of some description. Had to retire the car, pull over as a sort of a mirror event to what happened to Russell in Canada just a few races earlier.
And again, and such a shame there, because his move on Russell to take second place was great. I mean, Russell gave him a stout defense, left him like exactly 2 meters for Antonelli's car to go there. I read after the fact that Russell said that when he came in for that last pit stop, they adjusted his car incorrectly.
Oh, they did touch
gave
something
him,
on the
I think,
front.
too much oversteer.
Okay.
Too much downforce on the front wing.
He's really quick to throw his team under the bus, though. Like, I think this is one of the things people don't like about Russell the most, is that he gets quite like, picky, like nasty about his team, like reactively.
With maybe the exception of Charles Leclerc, although maybe not. He is also quick. When something is wrong, he will certainly voice it.
Yeah, maybe it's the reactive nature of it. Is that it always happens like over the radio where he's whining about something. You know what I mean?
And if everyone does that, like everyone may do that. And when we see something like this happen, then we connect the dots in a way that tells a story. You know what I mean?
Like the directors or whoever's in charge of the VO maybe over indexes Russell complaining.
But he could also just be a complainer.
So. He could be a complainer. He could be.
But yeah, that was a shame. A great move. But I guess now they're even.
Yeah, Leclerc, by the way, at this exact same moment is going wide on turn 2 because his power steering turns off. So that's,
whoops.
Yep, that's not great. Lap 62, but
so he goes out.
He goes out.
He's a race,
and it was Behrman. Earlier, who was the not Colapinto or Bortoletto. He was one of the other young boys.
Oh, right.
It was Behrman that went out
because they sent Albon back out. He went into the pits and they called James Vowles, and he's like, "Yeah, the TV camera pod fell off."
You are kidding me?
Yeah.
That's what it was?
That's what it was.
So did they have to put it back on, or
car.
could they just leave it off?
I don't know if they put it back on or they just tore it off or what.
I don't think you're allowed to race unless you hit the minimum weight, though. Like, I bet that TV pod.
Well, but if if some like your barge flies off,
I guess.
But they don't want to have something dangling, right? That could fly off. So they send him back out, and I was actually talking to my sister about this. She's like, "Why did they send him back out? He's 5 laps down." But Williams needs all the data, the testing they can get, and because there was nothing actually wrong with the car, they're getting good data.
Yeah, right. Man.
Yeah, a couple of weird ones.
I mean, we had loads of retirements. It was bizarre. The race ends 66 laps. Lewis Hamilton crosses the line, his first ever victory for the Tifosi. He manages to pull off a win for Ferrari. Massive moment for him. Coming off of what has been a more positive, Hamilton side of the garage. He replaced his engineer. He's gotten some of his old, cohorts back around him. His love life seems to be going well.
Great.
It's like there's a lot happening. And a lot happening well. So this wasn't like some sort of freak victory situation, No,
I mean, he was
cruising. We're building towards this, and the car seems to be doing well, and perhaps Barcelona also suited them as well, and perhaps the heat also did. We'll have to wait and see. Kimi Antonelli ends up getting a 5-second penalty after the race. He got a black and white,
he had a black and white flag for track limits early in the race.
Very early, yeah. And they were, there was lots of replays of it for the rest of the race. But yeah, pretty late on, he managed to breach track limits one more time, which meant that he got that 5-second penalty. He wasn't the only penalty. On top of his DNF. On top of it, which makes it a moot point. They don't knock that down until the next race or anything. The only other thing we got was Colapinto losing 2 places as well. What was his penalty about again?
He failed to slow sufficiently for Fernando Alonso's yellow flag.
It was a yellow flag breach. So
they gave him 10 seconds, which dropped him from 8th to 10th.
Yes, unfortunately for him. So let's make our way through the DNFs. Lance Stroll, Valtteri Bottas, Nico Hülkenberg, Fernando Alonso. the not classified also includes Alexander Albon, who was 11 laps down upon the ending of the race. 3 more DNFs. Ollie Berman will get 17th because of race distance. Kimi Antonelli 16 and Charles Leclerc 15.
I like you're flipping the script here, Danny. This is great.
Bottom to top.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah. It's fun. It's like a delayed gratification. You gotta wait and see what happens. Then we have Sergio Perez in 14th, 3 laps down from everyone, but hey, he finished the race. Esteban Ocon 13th, Carlos Sainz 12th, Gabriel Bortoleto in 11th.
That's really got to sting with 6 cars. Wait, no, more. It's like 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars out, and oh man, I couldn't get points. Are you kidding me?
And Colapinto getting a 10-second penalty, dropping him to 10th, but not enough to let you in.
Right.
Killer. Arvid Lindblad in 9th, Liam Lawson 8th, decent day for the Racing Bulls. Alpine in 7th with Pierre Gasly, Isaac Hadjar in 6th, Oscar Piastri 5th, Max Verstappen 4th, Lando Norris 3rd, George Russell 2nd, and Sir Lewis Hamilton in 1st position. Bringing it home, 66 laps of racing in Catalonia. And that was our race.
Fantastic. Should I go down the driver standings?
Let's do it.
All right. Kimi Antonelli still on top. I'm going top to bottom. That's how I do it.
It seems more appropriate.
With 156 points. Lewis Hamilton in 2nd with 115, closing that gap. George Russell is in 3rd with 106. Charles Leclerc in 4th with 75. That's a sizable gap. Lando Norris close behind with 73. Boy, those retirements are really got to be weighing on Leclerc. Oscar Piastri is in 6th, right behind his teammate with 68 points. That's a 5-point difference. Max Verstappen is in 7th with 55. 8th place, Pierre Gasly in 41 with 41. Isaac Hadjar in 9th with 34. And Liam Lawson in 10th with 28. Ollie Behrman has 18. Colapinto's got 16. Arvid Lindblad with 13th. Sainz with 6. And Albon in 15th place with 5 points. Then we've got Esteban Ocon with 3 points. Gabriel Bortoleto with 2. Fernando Alonso with 1. And then 0 points are in 19th, Nico Hülkenberg, followed by Valtteri Bottas, Sergio Perez, and Lance Stroll. In the Stroll fan over here. In the team standings, Mercedes is on top with 262 points. Ferrari is in 2nd with 190. McLaren's in 3rd with 141. Red Bull in 4th with 89. Alpine is in 5th with 57. Racing Bulls in 6th with 41. Gene Haas and team are in 7th place with 21 points. Williams in 8th with 11. Audi is in 9th with 2, Aston Martin in 10th with 1, and Cadillac in 11th with 0.
My rental car in Ireland was a Renault, but it was Alpine branded all over it.
Really?
Yeah, they upgraded me because they didn't have the shitty hatchback that I asked for because I wanted to spend as little money as possible. So they gave me this, it's kind of swanky. It had like a massive screen in it, and it was like pretty much, it was a hybrid, so it was pretty much electric car at lower.
Was the GPS voice Flavio Briatore?
Unfortunately not. No. Kept saying to me every time I was reversing.
If you'd like to join the standings yourself, you can do so by using the link in the show notes to join our fantasy league. From Barcelona, here is the fantasy podium.
Let's do it.
In 3rd, 44, Nico number 1. That's confusing.
It is. Split allegiances there.
In 2nd, Catalick My Haas.
Oh boy. Whew, this is a family podcast, Drew.
And in 1st, Rich Energy Uralkali F1.
Oh, beautiful.
You thought we were done with them, but no
absolutely
they're
not.
Here
to stay.
Let's see. Overall, though, I think we've had some switching up. By the way, do you have a fantasy team in here?
I did it, but I haven't touched it since the start.
Okay. Well, did you, as I did, get an email from Formula One Fantasy saying we've corrected the Monaco standings?
You are kidding me.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's pretty good.
Because of
the news story that we'll get to, Danny.
Yeah.
That's right.
Should we get into it?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
In 3rd, Overall standings in our fantasy league, we have Fan Amp Fantasy HQ.
Oh boy.
In second, the Macarena, still going strong since the 90s. They actually have 1997 points. I wonder when the year came out. Yeah. And in first, the perennial cigarettes.
Came out in 95.
Okay.
So it was hitting its high around 97, maybe.
That's right.
Shout out to cigarettes. Family podcast.
Shout out to You Don't Have to Hand It to Them. All right, Danny, we mentioned it. Gasly in Monaco.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so they've the penalty. I mean, Monaco, just throw out all of Monaco.
Listen, we recorded on Monday. We knew this was going to happen. It always happens. News always happens right after we record, and on Monday it happened doubly. So
it was
what happened, Danny?
Ridiculous. Yeah. So I mean, like during
recap the whole thing here during the race.
No, during the race, I'm not going to recap the whole thing. My brain is not that good. What I will say is during that race, questions were already being asked. On fans online in living rooms around the world, on the Shift+F1 Discord, there are way too many penalties for speeding limits
like
in the pit.
6 speeding in the pit lane. Like that never happened.
This does not happen. It was happening to people who had no right to be speeding in the pit lane. Like sometimes it happens when someone's really trying to come in, busting a gut, trying to get as many, like that last 1,000. So it was happening to people who were just coming into the pit lane. I was like, there must be something going on here, right? So
I'm retiring. Yeah.
Unfortunately, a lot of drivers, had to take penalties. Some of them had to take penalties on penalties because they forgot to take their penalties the first time around. So It was just, the whole race was just this ridiculous farce of law. It was like watching a body cam video with one of those auditors who are like trying to trip up police officers by getting them in like an interpretation of the law. The whole race was just like people trying to figure out exactly like who's going to end up where, and they can't check this. Like they can't check this right now. It's not like they can look at a replay and change it. It's like this. Well,
because we hear all the time from commentators, once you are under investigation for a speeding penalty, it's a slam dunk because it's just math, right? They embed sensors in the track. They know how far apart those sensors are, and they know what time is. So if you go between those two sensors in a low enough time, they can calculate your speed, and therefore they know exactly how fast you were.
Yeah, and that's ultimately what it came down to, 77 centimeters. So, I'm sure this is not the first time this has occurred where there is a pit lane entry that is curved, which means that the shortest possible distance for a car to make the turn without hitting the wall is not necessarily going to be like the I don't know, the median point between the two lines, right? So obviously there's a way for the cars to get around the turn and across the two lines faster than what they were anticipating, so they obviously use those two parts to mathematically figure out what the median speed was through that section, right? And that's how they do it. But obviously drivers were not driving the way that they thought. They were able to cut it slightly, and so it looked like they were driving too fast. They weren't. They were still under the speed limit, but because they broke through faster than the system was anticipating, they got flagged as speeding, which is just the fact that it happened to like half the field should have been cause to maybe like, I don't know, shit. Should we wait until after the race maybe to deal out some stuff? I don't know.
Well, they did for one car.
Yes, they did for one car. One driver had the guts to just wait until after the race, or had the ability to, because it happened later in the race.
Right. So he had already pitted, didn't need to pit again, and thus
exactly.
serve a penalty. So it just got applied to his race time. And then
it's been swapped around. So he's had it removed. And what does that do? That puts him back into third?
Yes.
Yeah, it does. So it takes the which at the time we were like even saying like, I don't think Hadjar is going to keep. Can they check this now? No? Okay, we're just going to send Hadjar in. Okay. We did get that really funny moment where he said it was almost the lowest aged podium to Lewis Hamilton, which was quite funny. So that got reversed and Gasly manages to get a third place in Monaco, which I'm sure would have meant a lot more to him as a Frenchman than it does now, sort of procedurally.
Yeah. And so this is all right. The-race.com has a good breakdown here of this that I can put in the show notes. But they point out that the F1 rules only refer to a, quote, speed limit.
Right.
And therefore, this like calculation thing, they therefore can't determine whether he broke the speed limit.
Right. Because he could have been over and then way under,
Right. So that's sort of the reasoning, the stewards, for being able to overturn this. They do point out, and this is a quote from the stewards, there is no regulation that gives the stewards the power to undo a served penalty.
Yeah, of course.
So that's why we're only doing it for Gasly and not everyone else. So as you mentioned, Danny, this moves Hadjar from the third place he inherited back down to fourth. And it also moves Piastri behind him from fourth to fifth.
Right.
So McLaren, not too happy about this. And their argument, and I'll read again from another article from therace.com. Their argument centers on the fact that the teams were aware of the pit lane speed discrepancies, and some adjusted their procedures for the race to take more margin to mitigate the measurement errors.
Oh, interesting. I wonder how they knew. Was it brought up in the driver meeting, or is it just something they know about Monaco? Oh, it did? Okay.
Yeah. And so the quote, so they have lodged an appeal against this decision to cancel Gasly's penalties.
Because he should have known better, because we told him. So this is so petty. I love Formula 1.
Yeah. The finish happened, and then Alpine was like, no, we're lodging an appeal. And then McLaren says, well, we're lodging an appeal for your appeal.
Here's the thing. This might be the biggest mess up in a Formula 1 race in terms of rules. I mean, since the Michael Massey Abu Dhabi, right? But that's because of what it meant. I think just in terms of pure how this affected the race, this is one of the worst I've ever seen. This is
and they're compounding it.
But here's the thing. I want to qualify that.
Okay.
Nobody cares because it was during Monaco. And Monaco is boring. And Monaco, like, this is the Bernie Ecclestone putting on the sprinklers. Like, Monaco is so boring, and like it's such a race that's won on Saturday that weirdly, I think nobody really cares. Like, I think it's just funny, and everyone finds this funny. Like, I don't think anyone's going to be sad for Hadjar for getting like the whole race was a crapshoot because there were so many instances of this happening and people getting penalties and it changing race order and therefore changing strategy that it sort of I get that some people have like come out of it really good, like Gasly, but like it just feels so random and like randomly enforced, all of these penalties because of how this happened and when the infringements happened and what it meant to everyone's race state, that I think most people just find this whole thing very funny. And the fact that it's Monaco is a big part of that, because people just like hate Monaco. You know, we love Monaco, we hate Monaco. We love it. It looks great. It's things can happen. Nothing usually does. So I think this is really unique in Formula 1 in that I've never seen this much of a procedural mess up that has affected so many drivers. And also I have never seen a situation where there has been FIA or Formula 1 messing up this bad and nobody cares.
Well, McLaren seems to care. And I'll read again from the race.com's article. Red Bull was also weighing up whether to follow through with its appeal. It hasn't handed back the third place trophy to Pierre Gasly yet. Red Bull insists it is in the process of arranging for the trophy to get to Alpine.
Hey, it's in a different country. Come on.
Mercedes, Danny, also exploring legal options over the Monaco GP result. Here's Toto Wolff, quote, "We were on the phone with our lawyers to look at what we can do for George. The drive-through, if it didn't happen at the end, is the equivalent of 20 seconds race time."
Okay, let me add to what I said earlier. the third element of why no one cares is the person who got shafted the most, George Russell, is not particularly popular in the F1 fan community at the moment. I think if this had happened to Charles or, Piastri or someone like that, I think it's even funnier that it happened to George, who I have nothing against George Russell, but like he doesn't create a lot of sympathy around himself. So I think in situations like this, yeah, people are just happy to laugh the whole thing off. But he did completely get screwed. I mean, like his race is totaled by this whole thing. Yeah.
But yeah, was that the FIA's fault? I mean, partially, but
it's a good point. Yeah, that adds a big wrinkle to the whole thing. That the fact that they brought that up, I was not aware of that. It definitely adds a caveat to that. It just, it makes it even stupider because they should have known, and someone presumably did and slowed down.
It honestly smacks a little bit of Felipe Massa going like, you know what? If Crash Heat hadn't happened. 12 races later, I would have been champion.
I've seen Ashton Kutcher's hit film, The Butterfly Effect. I know exactly what, sliding doors moments. Yeah, Felipe Massa, he's once again, they're back in court over this, the Crashgate cover-up that led to Lewis Hamilton winning on points. The points being thrown out during that race, the fact that it looked like Bernie Ecclestone and co were knew about this and had mentioned it in a documentary. We've been covering this for the past few years. There's a little bit of a change on this end. The headline here from Sky Sports is FIA, Bernie Ecclestone and Formula One take appeal to Supreme Court after being ordered to pay £2,500 sterling to Felipe Massa. Sorry, what did I say?
25,000.
Did I say? I thought I said 200 and 500 maybe. I don't know. We shouldn't record this at 4:00, man. My brain's not. I should be asleep or something. Sorry, £250,000 sterling. Let's say that. So this is not a payoff for him. His championship is not worth a quarter of a million English. This has got to do with fees and charges that he has accrued basically over the course of this legal situation. So yeah, they're appealing this this
right,
payment.
They're appealing the payment because that was that's what's been ordered so far. I think also what has happened is that the trial has been approved.
Yes.
For a jury for a conspiracy. And so this is like what I can gather, I'm not a legal scholar here. It sounds like this is an intermediary step to pay Massa for Ecclestone and co. to pay Massa for his legal fees before the trial.
Right.
And that is what Ecclestone and co. are appealing.
Yes, it is set to go to the Supreme Court.
The appeal, yes.
But yes, they're attempting to throw this whole case out. Yeah, apparently they leapfrogged the Court of Appeal initially, but that is perhaps no longer the case. There's going to be a documentary about this in the future, which there'll probably be 4 of them actually, which will be very interesting to watch.
One on HBO,
exactly.
One on Netflix,
one in Brazilian.
Right.
With a Brazilian guy. Netflix Brazil. So yeah, we'll keep a Massa watch on the tips of our tongues and tickle your brains with all the information as it comes in.
Well, you can tickle our brains via email. Have you heard of it? Protocols.
TCP/IP.
The hot new thing.
DNS.
Shift+F1podcast@gmail.com or f1.cool/emails. You can also hit us up on the socials. I should be honest here. I never check the socials. You want to get at us? Email. I've thought
send us a letter.
Danny, what do you think about this? Should we turn off? There are comments on the Spotify.
Yeah, we didn't sign up
posting.
for any of that. It's just
that was
Megaphone did that.
That was default.
Yeah,
we get like 2 comments per episode.
I read them. I read them all.
You read them?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
They're fun. People are being cool.
All right, great.
Mostly.
As long as someone's reading them.
I'm saying that as a caveat. in case somebody said some heinous stuff there that I didn't see, I'm not saying that was cool of them.
Okay. Just know that I love you, listeners, and I'm not ignoring you. I'm just ignoring you.
But his family has doubled in size recently. And with that,
shift.podcast@gmail.com/emails is the way.
Tippy tappy.
Yes, the way to get at us. That is us around the internet. Should we race around the world?
Let's race around the world. Yeah.
All right. Well, Friday, Juneteenth.
Ooh.
The NASCAR Craftsman truck. That's not right. Yes, it is. Craftsman trucks are in San Diego.
Ooh.
The street course at San Diego for the Navy 250.
Hey, big Navy town. I used to live in the other Navy town, Annapolis, Maryland.
Oh, sure.
On the East Coast. So this is the sunnier one. You know, they wouldn't racing in June in Maryland is tricky with all the lightning storms. They almost had that. They almost had that at the Freedom 250 UFC event, which sounds like a NASCAR race.
It sure does.
Yeah, I was sort of hate watching, seeing if the storm would come in.
I hope you pirated that stream.
It's on Paramount Plus.
Okay.
Which, as you can see, if you're watching the video version of this, I've watched a lot of Paramount Plus because my team Arsenal got to the Champions League final. I was in Budapest for that final. I didn't go to the game, but sadly we did not win. But so I flicked it on for a second, and unfortunately I did watch several ads for cryptocurrency and sports betting as a result. So apologies.
Have you been watching the World Cup?
I've watched every match of the World Cup, Drew.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. World Cup is life for a month. That's it. Guess what?
Okay.
I've been watching a World Cup match this whole recording. I have a little TV in the corner that I can see what's going on. It's 2-2 at halftime, Norway and Iraq.
Wow.
Norway and Iraq. I love the weird
great.
Iran versus New Zealand was yesterday. You know, like countries that have probably very little cultural overlap. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's a bunch of Persians living in New Zealand or something, but
for football,
except for the beautiful game.
That's right.
Exactly.
I watched the last 20 minutes of Cape Verde, Spain.
Oh my God.
In the most exciting tie I have ever seen.
Best draw in World Cup history. Cabo Verde, a country of what, like 500,000 people. They have the only Irish guy at the tournament. He's a guy. This is a story that's been doing the rounds in Ireland for a while. He plays for Shamrock Rovers. His name is like entirely Spanish, but he's from Crumlin in North Dublin. So Dublin. So he's got like a proper big Dublin accent. And he plays for Shamrock Rovers. He's in his 30s. And about 6 or 7 years ago, he got a message on LinkedIn from somebody in Portuguese that he thought was spam and didn't respond to. And then 9 months later, they sent it to him again in English. And it was the Capo Verde Sporting Federation asking if he'd like to declare for them because his dad was born in Capo Verde.
Whoa.
But he didn't speak Portuguese or he didn't fucking clue what was going on. So, and he was he wasn't going to get on the Irish team at that stage. You have to declare for one.
Dia.
What's that?
That's hello, I think, or good day in Portuguese.
Is it? I have no idea. And he got so he's been playing for them for, the past 6 or 7 years. They almost qualified 4 years ago. They qualified this year. And he was the guy who saved, he's a center back and he or fullback and he saved one of the shots in the last minute. Fair play to him. My favorite one is Curacao though. That's a country of 150,000 people. And they lost 7-1 to Germany, but they did equalize at one stage. That
won.
Oh my God, that's it. They're delighted.
Yeah.
They didn't care about the next 6. They were, for 17 minutes, they were tying with Germany, one of the greatest football royalty. This is what the World Cup's all about. It's just, it's every game matters and it's all the stories and the underdogs. I just support underdogs all the time. So
yeah,
it's a good time. But yeah, don't worry. I've not been watching the game. I saw Erling Haaland score a brace, I think. And then a screamer. The second Iraq goal was an absolute screamer. But anyway, that's what you have to follow. What we call it? Penalty F7. I don't know what we'd call our soccer podcast to cover to cover that stuff.
Yeah. All right. We've also got back to the racing around the world. Speaking of the world.
Yes.
Did you know the Hidden Valley Racetrack is a place that exists? You can't find it because it's hidden. But you take a big old swig of ranch dressing and you are transported to the Hidden Valley Racetrack for the Repco Supercars Better Darwin Triple Crown. That's what's happening.
Wait. It's not sponsored by a mayonnaise company?
No.
Or ranch? Why did you mention ranch?
Because Hidden Valley makes ranch dressing.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
That wasn't on the citizenship test. Where is Hidden Valley? Do we know?
Australia.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
NT? What is NT?
Where's NT?
Is that a state in Australia?
Northern Territories.
Northern Territories.
Is it?
Or Northern Tasmania?
I think Tasmania is TZ. It's its own one. There's only 7 of them, right? I think Northern Territories is that one.
All Australian listeners are yelling at me. I'm so sorry. MotoGP, speaking of, is in Czechia, in Brno.
Better Czechia yourself before you Wreckia yourself.
Well, there might be that. It's MotoGP, so that will probably happen.
The Monster Energy Grand Prix of Czechia, I believe it is.
Okay, great. So Thank you, Danny.
Monster is available everywhere.
You did your homework.
I did.
I went to Poland one time and saw
energy drinks. Did you see the Robert Kubica energy drink?
I did not see that one, but I did see advertised a Mike Tyson energy drink.
I know what that's called. I also saw that.
Yes.
It's called Black.
Black Energy.
Black Energy by Mike Tyson. They just have a thing in Poland. I feel like we talked about this a lot before. They have a thing in Poland just about having kind of one-off energy drinks with celebrities on them. Including the Robert Kubica one, which is pretty cool.
Do you think they'd give me one?
I don't think you want one now. It's probably been 10 years.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, all right. China is hosting the Sanya E-Prix in Haitong Bay, the Formula E race.
Yes, Haitan. On the island of Hainan, which is right down there in the South China Sea.
Okay.
I had to look it up. I didn't know where it was. Pretty big island. Never heard of it.
We have DTM Zhejiang. Skipkau. It's a Lausitzring.
Wow, that was good.
Thank you. Wow, it's a real theme here in NASCAR. The NASCAR O'Reilly Series is at the San Diego Street Course for the United Rentals Driven to Serve 250.
Wow.
Motocross Grand Prix is at Pista Motocross Monteverci in province of Arezzo, Italy.
Wow. Monteverde, is that Green Mountain? Is that what that is?
That's a good guess. We have the IndyCar XPEL Grand Prix at Road America.
Road America, coming out of Sheboygan County, Wisconsin.
Is Sheboygan County.
It is Sheboygan County.
Great. And also in San Diego, Coronado, we have NASCAR.
Yeah.
For the, oh my God.
It's not the Freedom 250.
No, it certainly isn't. It's the Andoril 250.
What is Andoril, Drew?
Yeah, well, it unfortunately has nothing to do with Lord of the Rings. It has everything to do with Palmer Luckey's Defense Company.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yes.
Hey, man. Someone's got to pay for all those wars America keeps losing. You know?
Buy this metal Game Boy.
Iraq is losing to Norway right now. I guess it's 2-1. I guess that goal got overturned.
You know what?
They're losing to Norway, but they did defeat America. So, you know.
Wow. That's what's happening this weekend, Danny. What happened this day in history?
In this day. Why do I have it open on October 16th? That is not the month we're dealing with right now. Daniel O'Daniel. It is June 16th. By 1999, former world champion Damon Hill was no longer enjoying F1 and announced on this day that he would be hanging up his helmet at the end of the season. He said, "Formula One has afforded me many incredible opportunities, and I will cherish some fantastic memories. I fulfilled my ambitions and consider myself very fortunate to have done so." Wow. That's incredibly neutral of him. One of Damon's fellow British F1 champions was celebrating today in 2001 when he was awarded a knighthood. From now on, it would be Sir Jackie Stewart, after the 3-time world champion was awarded for his achievements and his work to improve safety in the sport, which has claimed the lives of many of his friends. Yeah, Sir Jackie, out there making it safer for all those drivers.
All right.
Yeah. There we go.
Well, Denny, I'm going to open it up to final thoughts on not just Spain, but Monaco as well.
Yeah.
How are you? I mean, we're like, what, a third of the way through this?
Here's what I'm going to say. Before the break, the last podcast I was on, I was reacting to a lot of the scuttlebutt that was happening around the championship being wrapped up. Can Russell catch Antonelli? And I was like, for goodness sake, we are months in to a new regulation championship. There's plenty of time for other teams to catch up. There is still plenty of times for any of these teams to go through some sort of problem with stability with their cars. I said all it takes is 1 or 2 retirements and that gap is gone. Ta-da! Kimi Antonelli didn't finish this race. We've people were far too... You saw what happened, especially after last year, where you saw a Max Verstappen who was 100 points behind with a third of the season left, and he managed to pull up. We went down to the last day. Like that can happen. We don't know what's going to happen this year with the amount of races. We'll see now if some of the stuff in the Arab world will happen or not, based off of the seeming peace deal memorandum that's been signed. But there's still, even with those two not happening, there are still plenty of races for people to crash out or now everyone's saying, is Lewis Hamilton in the mixer for a title championship?
I mean, like you said, this was not a fluke. He looked really strong.
Car looks good. The vibes are good. We'll see if some of the other tracks, Mercedes have also gotten better at starts, which was a factor, but over race pace, will some tracks with some more longer straights maybe benefit Mercedes? We'll have to see, but yeah, maybe heat could be an issue as well. There's a million and one different things could be. We haven't even talked about Charles Leclerc's brakes, which I think Rob will talk about that next week as that story develops. Maybe we'll have more on it next week, but it's too early to be making big calls like that. I think we'll have to see what happens, but at the moment we've got definitely a 3-horse race currently, and three drivers that are like all at completely different parts of their careers.
Wow, you're right.
It's very, very interesting.
Yeah. I think we're off to a strong start, and I'm excited to see how the season develops. We will be back next week for, oh boy, what is the next race?
We don't have a race next week. The week after that is... I have it on the tip of my tongue. It's Austria, the Red Bull Ring.
Of course.
June 28th. And then it's a double header. We got Silverstone after that, then a bit of a gap for double header of Spa.
Next week, we'll have our pre-Austria show. If you would like to support the show and get access to all of our bonus episodes, the early ad-free version of the podcast, and the official Shift F1 Discord, you can do so over at patreon.com/ShiftF1. Have a good race weekend, everyone. We will see you all next week.